This is Math 6232A 2020-70, and our lessons for today is all about applications of Laplace transform to the solutions of linear ordinary differential equations. Okay, so what are the objectives? So this module is about finding the general solutions of higher ordered linear differential equations using Laplace transform. Okay, so at the end of this module, the learner should be able to transform the differential equations to S domains, S domain by Laplace transforms. Follow the steps indicated in the outline. Obtain the general solutions to the higher ordered linear differential equations using Laplace transforms. And last, obtain the inverse Laplace transform from the Laplace transform formulas. Okay? So the procedure is outlined as follows. First, we're going to transform the differential equation to the S domain by Laplace transform using the Laplace transform table. So this is your Laplace transform table. So the Laplace transform of your y prime, or the function of x, or the first derivative of y, is equal to sy s minus y and then 0. For the Laplace transform of second derivative, or y double prime, is equal to s squared ys minus sy 0 minus y prime 0. Okay? The Laplace transform the differential equation y triple prime, or y to the third prime, or the third derivative, kaya tinawag nila higher ordered derivative or differential equation. Okay? Is equal to s cubed ys minus s squared y 0 minus sy prime 0 minus y double prime 0. So if we're going to look on the pattern, okay, your exponent is descending while the first degree is ascending. Okay? And for the ly raised to n is equal to sn ly minus sn minus 2, y0 minus up to the yn minus 1. Okay? And then 0. So this is your Laplace transform table. So first, you're going to transform the differential equation to the S domain. So this is your differential equation, y prime, y double prime, triple prime, y to the n. This is your S domain by Laplace transform. Okay? And same time, this is your Laplace transform table. Next, manipulate the transform algebraic equation and solve for the output variable. Okay? Third one, perform partial fraction expansion to the transform algebraic equation. Okay? Okay? So this is the formula that we have. This is your Laplace transform formula. Okay? So we're going to transform the t function into s function. But by this time, we're going to transform the differential equation function into an s functions. Okay? So again, these are the formula that we have. Okay? So we're going to use this formula. Okay? Yan, ito yung mga formula ang ginamit natin. We have 21 formula. Okay? We're going to continue with our applications by this time. Okay? So we have your example number 1. So if we're going to look on our equation, we have d squared y dx squared plus 2 dy dx plus y is equal to x. Okay? So this is your differential equation formula. And if we're going to look is the value of your y function is in terms of second degree. So if that is second degree, we're going to use this formula. Okay? L, the Laplace transform of the differential equation, which is y double prime. s squared ys minus sy 0, y prime 0. Okay? So this is now the condition. If y 0 is equal to negative 3 and y prime 0 is equal to negative 1. Okay? So getting the Laplace transform, we're going to convert your y function into s function. Okay? We're going to get the, use the table, d squared y or dx squared, or d is your L y double prime. So what is our y double prime? This one. So we have s squared y, s minus sy 0 minus y double prime. This is for the second degree or the first function. Next, the first degree function, 2 dy, dy dx equal to sys minus y 0. And your y Laplace transform or y function is equal to ys. Okay? So, this is now your s equation. Okay? So, if we're going to substitute that one, okay, Ly is equal to ys, and if we're going to look on the formula of our uh, t and s, t is equal to 1 all over s squared. So by this time, your t is the same as x. Okay, it's equal to as 1 all over s squared. So the independent variable here is your x. Okay, so s squared ys minus sy minus y prime 0. This one represents your the first degree here. For this na the value of your y double prime. Okay? So ito yung value ng y double prime natin hanggang dito, ito yung value ng y prime natin. Yung 2sy s minus y 0, ito siya. Okay? sys minus y 0 for the first derivative. Okay? Ito siya. sys minus y prime 0 plus ys. This for the constant value, that is the value of your y. Ito yan, no? So ito yung equivalent function niya. Ito yung ys. Is equal to yung x natin, if we're going to convert that into s Laplace, okay, s domain by Laplace transform is equal to 1 all over s squared. Ito siya, no? Okay? So, yung x dito, galing yan dun sa value ng equation natin. Okay? This is your second degree, first degree. This is your d function of x, y, and this is your x. Okay? So, 1 all over s squared. So, solving for ys, if you're going to look on our equation, ys is common to this equation sa dalawa, tatlo. So what we're going to do, since that is common factor, we're going to factor that one. So ys, okay, s squared y, ito na siya, okay. So factorin natin yung ys, okay. So we have s squared, 2s for this one, natira yung ys, and then ys that is 1, okay. So this is now the common factor, this is ys. Minus s, okay? So, saan po galing yung negative 3? So, this is now the given condition. y0 is equal to negative 3 and y prime 0 is equal to negative 1. Okay? So, if we're going to substitute this value to our equation, ito siya, no? So, sy0 is equal to negative 3 and y prime is equal to negative 1. Okay? And negative 2 by sys, that is 2 by 3 is equal to 1 all over s squared. Okay? Okay? So, dyan galing yung mga value po natin. Okay? y0 is equal to negative 3, y prime is equal to negative 1. Okay? So, if we're going to simplify it further, so we have s squared plus 2s plus 1y is equal to 1 all over s squared. Negative 3 by negative s, so we have negative 3s. negative 1, negative 2 by 3 is negative 6 po siya. Okay? So, y is equal to, so, cross multiply, 1 all over s squared minus 3s minus 7, s squared plus 2s plus 1. Okay? Next. So, 1 minus 3 squared minus 7 squared all over s squared by getting their least common denominator, or binaba po natin yung s squared dito sa denominator natin. So, we have s squared plus 2s plus 1. So, we're going to simplify this equation by using a partial fractions formula. If you still remember your partial fraction formula in algebra or in differential calculus, also in differential equation, okay? So, if you're going to look, there are a lot of denominators here, okay? So, we're going to simplify that using the first degree up to the highest degree of your denominator. So, first we have one, using the partial fraction is equal to a is equal to 1 all over s plus b all over 1 all over s squared. Okay? Plus, minus c pala, no? So, minus c all over, if we're going to factor that one, we have s plus 1. Okay? And then, minus d all over s plus 1 squared. Okay? So, that's now the procedure on simplifying partial fractions. Is equal to a all over 1 all over s minus 1 all over s squared minus 1 all over s plus 1 minus d all over s plus 1 squared. So we have 4 denominators here, okay? So we're going to stop up to the highest degree. So your s, your second degree, so meron tayong first degree dito. Yung s plus 1 squared, if we're going to factor that one, we're going to have still as s plus 1. So this one is your a, this your b, this your c, and this your d. Then after that, you're going to solve for the value of your a by using e substitution. Okay? Let's say for example, if a is equals to, if s is equal to 1, okay, then the value of a will be equivalent to 1. Okay? So it depends how you're going to substitute a given value, and you're going to simplify that to get the value of your a, b, c, and d. So that's now the procedure in solving the partial fraction. Okay? So taking the inverse Laplace, okay, inverse of Laplace transform is equal to 1 all over s squared minus 2 all over s minus 3 all over s plus 1 squared minus 1 all over s plus 1. Okay? So y now is a function of x equal to 1 all over s squared. This is now the formula that we have last meeting. 1 all over squared, your t. So this is your generating function. The equivalent of your t is equal to 1 all over s squared. Okay? 2 is constant. So we have constant is equal to c all over s. Okay? So this is now your value, c all over s. That is now your constant is equivalent to 2. Okay? So we have 3 all over s plus 1 squared. So that is now your e raised to negative t multiplied by t. So here is your constant, which is 3. So this is now the value of your t function or your s. So e negative t multiplied by t. Your 3 here, that's your constant. A negative e negative t multiplied by t. And also your 1 all over s plus 1. So dyan galing po yung formula po natin. Okay? So if you could still remember the formula that we have, okay? So ito po yung sinasabi ko na constant, yung 2, okay, is equal to c all over s. So we have your 2 all over s, and then 1 all over s squared is equivalent to t. Okay? So this is now the other one, yung s plus 1. Okay? 1 all over s plus 1. So we have e negative a all over t. Okay? Then, this is the another one, the s plus 1 squared raised to 2. So, ito po yung formula na ginamit natin. T e negative a multiplied by t. So, since your exponential 1, so we have your 3 po dito. Okay? So, dyan galing po yung mga equations po natin at yung mga formula. Okay? So, ito na yun, 3e negative t multiplied by t. Okay? We have negative, negative e, negative t. So, by this time, we are going to convert your t function into your x function to retain its original equation. So, y is equal to negative 2. So, plus, we have your t. By this time, we have now your x is equal to e negative x. For this one, we're going to replace the value of your t in terms of x by this time. So, minus 3 e negative x multiplied by x. So, that's now your solution. So, bali gagawin lang po natin dito, parang sinusundan lang natin yung formula based on the Laplace Transform table. Okay, then, we're going to convert the s function into the t function, and then we're going to go back to the original function of x. Okay? So, next, we have your second example. Okay? Y double prime plus 2y prime plus 10y is equal to 0. Your conditions, y0 is equal to 0 and y prime 0 is equal to 3. Okay? So, from your Laplace transform table, your S, okay? So, y double prime, okay? S squared y minus sy prime, ito siya, no? This is for the y prime and for the y function. First derivative and second derivative. Okay? So next, we're going to substitute this for the y double prime. S squared ys minus sy0 minus y prime 0 plus y prime. This one represents your S Laplace transform. This for the y prime. Okay? Pero meron tayong 2 na constant dito, kaya siya ay nandito. Okay? SYS minus y prime 0, y0 plus 10. And then your y function of t, ys is equal to 0. Okay? So, substitution lang po siya base to sa given condition. Okay? Next, simplifying again. Okay, so s squared ys minus s0 minus 3 plus 2 SYS minus 0 plus 10YS is equal to 0. Okay? So, yun po yung value niya, no? SY squared minus S0 minus 3. Ito siya, no? Y prime is equal to 3. Ito na yung value niya. And Y0 is equal to 0. Okay? Based on the given condition. Y0 is equal to 0. Y prime is equal to 3. Plus 2 SYS minus Y is 0 for this one. Okay? Ito na yung value niya. Plus 10YS is equal to 0. Okay? So, simplify it further. S squared YS minus 3 plus 20YS plus 10YS is equal to 0. Okay? So, YS is common to this equation, ys, 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 we're going to factor that one. So, ys, we have s squared plus, okay, 2s, okay, 2s, okay, plus 10, okay, is equal to 3. Okay? Okay. So, ito na po yun, no? sy, okay? Wala yung 0 dito kasi based on the, no, 2SYS. Okay? So 2SYS. S po dapat ito. Nagkamali lang po doon sa module natin. 2SYS. So natira po dito is 2S. Hindi po siya 20. Okay? So YS will be equivalent to 3. Okay? Cross multiplication. S squared plus 25 plus 10. Okay? Okay. So, y is equal to 3, s plus 1 squared plus 3 squared. Okay? So, by this time, what we're going to do, we factor this one. Okay? So, saan nanggaling yung 3 squared? Saan nanggaling yung s plus 1 squared? So, when we simplify this equation to arrive to the given condition of the Laplace equivalent transform of your t into s-generating function. Okay? Kasi wala tayong formula na at the same time, this is not a perfect, you can consider this one as, you cannot consider this as a perfect trinomial. So what we're going to do is simplify that one. S plus 1 squared, that is the same as s squared plus 2s plus 1. Okay? Okay? So yung 25 dito, hindi yan 25, nagkamali lang po siya. This is a typographical error doon pa sa module po natin, that is 2s. Okay? So if we're going to expand this one, s plus 1 squared, that is s squared plus 2s plus 1. So this one is 2s plus 1. So since our constant here is 10, we have your 3 squared. So 3 squared is 9 plus 1 to make a perfect equation, trinomial. Para equivalent po niya dito, pareho lang siya dito. So s plus squared plus 3 squared. Okay? So using completing square, by completing the both square, getting the inverse Laplace transform of both sides. So inverse Laplace transform of y is equal to L negative 1 is equal to 3 all over s plus 1 squared plus 3 squared. Okay? So if you're going to look on our formula, that is the same as e raised to negative t sine multiplied by 3t. Okay? So by this time, hindi na po natin nilagay doon sa ano niya, dahil ang given dito is already in terms of y function. Dito ulit kanina, y na yun dito. So by this time, nandun sa dulo yung x na variable natin. Okay? So, if you're going to simplify it further, then you're going to have a final answer of e raised to negative t sine multiplied by 3t. Okay? So, saan galing yan? Your a is 3. Okay? So, pag titingnan po ninyo, dito galing yung equation po natin. Okay? Ito siya, no? S plus A. Okay. S plus A squared. Okay, ito na siya, no? So this now your, dito galing yung ano natin, yung equation po natin. A is plus A squared plus B squared. Check natin. Ito. S plus A. Ito. Okay? So, dyan galing yung E negative T sine 3T. Ito na yun, no? So, doon galing yung formula po natin kung paano tayo nag-arrive po dito. E negative T sine A multiplied by T. Okay? So, your A is equal to 3. This one is S plus 1 squared plus A squared. Okay? So, that is now the example for the Laplace applications of Laplace transform using differential equation. Ano? From your differential equation, which is a function of x and y. Okay? dy dx.